Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the live streaming worship service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Riverside. I'm Bonnie McFarland, a member of this beloved church, and I will be your worship associate today. We welcome you to worship with us with an open mind and an open heart. Our opening hymn this morning is "Come, Come, Whoever You Are." Please rise in spirit and join us. And because we are all Zooming this, nobody will know if you sing off key. So, all together now.
Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshipper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan, love of despair. Come, is no yet again, come of despair. Ours is no yet again, come of despair. Wonder, yet again, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan, lover of despair. Ours is no yet again, come of despair. Ours is no yet again, come of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, 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 whoever you are, lover, worshipper, ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
For our call to worship, please read with me one of our Universalist Unitarian covenantal poems. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to live in harmony with all the living creatures and plants of this earth, this do we affirm. Today our speaker is Candace McFarland, although to me she will always be Candy. Yes, she's my sister, so I'm entitled. The title of her talk is AA 85. AA is 85, and is it still relevant in 2020? She describes it as a personal perspective from a faithful member of AA. Candace McFarland is a caregiver, real estate broker, and entrepreneur who currently lives near Detroit and the 6th Great Lake, Lake St. Clair, in Michigan. She has been married to Martin Rotz, retired author and design engineer, for 16 years. Although petless for the first time ever, they are actively looking for a rescue dog. In her spare time, Candace enjoys taking care of her gardening and being a service member of Alcoholics Anonymous. We have a couple of announcements we would like to share. Chat time is an opportunity to spend an hour talking among ourselves, usually beginning with the service, then wandering on to other topics. It's held on Zoom 1/2 hour after the service every Sunday. So during July and August, our services begin at 9, so chat time will begin today at 10:30. But to participate, you need to have a separate Zoom invitation. Please go to our website for the Zoom chat registration at uuchurchofriverside.org or email Lee at president@uuchurchofriverside.org. The Social and Environmental Justice Committee will be meeting by Zoom Saturday, August 1st at 5 p.m. To register, go to our Social and Environmental Justice Committee website by going to uuchurchofriverside.org and click Justice and then Social and Environmental Justice. As members of Inland Congregations United for Change, or ICUC, UUCR is being asked to pledge to get counted in the 2020 census and to vote in November to support an equitable tax system. Text PICO ICUC to 40649 to find out how. You can also let ICUC know what issues we here at UUCR care about. If you're watching this live, you've figured out Zoom, but you still might have questions or know someone who does. On our website, under the About tab, is a guide to using Zoom by phone, computer, or tablet. You can find the most current and reliable information related to the COVID-19 virus for our area at these websites. For Riverside County, go to rivcoph.org/coronavirus. For San Bernardino County, go to sbcovid19.com. And for information from the state of California, go to covid19.ca.gov. And again, all of this information is available on our website. This is on the carousel. That's the images that appear at the top of the page as a slideshow. Now, there's always lots of scams around. If you receive an email asking for a donation for our church, please do not click on any link and do not reply to the email. Send a separate email to us at admin@uuchurchofriverside.org or call our church office at 951-686-5515. Let us acknowledge that we walk upon the traditional territories of the Moringa, the original people of this land, who continue to cry out for justice and self-determination. In honor of the Moringa people, we, the Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside, light this sacred flame as the stewards of this sacred and holy place. We are blessed with a space and opportunity to strive to live out our common principles, to bring justice, equity, and compassion into our daily lives, to resist all that threatens the earth and her people, and to live out our dream of a world community of peace, liberty, and justice for all. Let these thoughts carry us forth as we journey and worship together. The chalice is the sacred symbol of our faith. We light it to remind us of the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. Our chalice lighting is Divine Spark from Sacred Dark by Kathy A. Huff. Divine Spark from Sacred Dark, symbol of our holy intent, illuminate this hour. Next hymn is Spirit of Life. Please rise once more in spirit and join in. Sharing joys and concerns is an important part of belonging to this beloved community. Each week, our Caring Network collects joys and concerns you wish to share, and on Sunday, we read what has been received. Please email or text your joys and concerns to Dinah Rowe, our Caring Network coordinator. Her email is ramblinrose22@yahoo.com. Or you can call or text her at 909-645-2885. Yep, that's her number. She got it fixed. Got her phone working. One ongoing concern is that our church, like so many, has had a significant loss of income since the governor issued the stay-at-home order. We've made many significant cuts and reductions. Even so, our financial situation is strained. A new concern is that Robert shared is that he wishes for a great outcome for Steve's release at his next court date on August 24th. I'm concerned that I've recently seen more people in stores where they require masks to enter, walking around those stores with masks tucked under their noses or their chins. It's said that concerns, when shared, are divided. We place a symbolic stone in our water chalice for the concerns shared and in recognition of all those we hold and have not shared. It's my joy that my sister is joining us today as the speaker. We've grown closer in recent years, and now Zoom diminishes the miles between us. No other joys were received this week. It's said that joy shared is multiplied. We place a symbolic stone in our water chalice for the joys we have shared and for those we have not. Let us hold each other in our thoughts and prayers for all the many joys and cares we all have, unspoken here today. Know that our beloved community is here for you, if from a safe distance at this time. Sharing our stewardship is how we give of ourselves. We take 3 types of collections every week, yes, even now. The first 2 are for our Riverside community. Our Social Justice Committee distributes food and hygiene items in front of our church every Thursday morning. We collect dry good food items for the food insecure, such as pasta, granola bars, crackers, and powdered milk. We also collect hygiene items for anyone who needs them, such as toothbrushes, travel-size soaps, shampoos, shaving kits, and socks. Please email the church office to make an appointment to bring the food and hygiene items. Great Lakes script cards and Stater Brothers cards can also be donated to help purchase food and hygiene items. You can get these through the church office. Once again, the church office email is admin@uuchurchofriverside.org. Our third collection is sharing our treasure. This offering is how we fund all that we do to minister to and care for our congregation and our neighbors. That includes how we care for our beloved and aging church. We have several ways that we can accept your donations. You may mail your donation to the church office, please no cash. Our church office address is Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside, or UUCR will work just fine. 3657 Lemon Street, Riverside, California, 92501. You can also make a digital donation. You can visit our website for a PayPal link at UUchurchofriverside/community/donate. If you have a smartphone, you can use the QR code displayed now to go to PayPal. We have a wonderful way to financially support our church at no cost to us and no extra cost to you. Great Lakes script cards for places like Amazon, Smart & Final, Vons, Targets, iTunes, Chevron, Home Depot, Wendy's, and oh so many others are available from Dinah Row. If you buy a script card for, let's say, $25 from Lowe's for that home garden that everybody's planting these days, our church receives a percentage of the script card price and you get $25 to spend. We also have Stater Brothers cards for your grocery shopping, and that also earns our church a percentage. Please contact Dinah Row or the church office to purchase script and Stater Brothers cards. Once more, Dinah's email is ramblinrose22@yahoo.com, and the church office email is admin@uuchurchofriverside.org. One more way to help is when making purchases through the Amazon Smile program. Go to smile.amazon.com. Be sure to have the smile and choose Universalist Unitarian Church as your charity. We receive 0.5% of your qualifying purchases. And by using an Amazon script card, we receive a percentage from both. Wondering in this age of masks and distancing just how you can get involved? Well, you can donate your talents and or sharpen your skills by volunteering to be a speaker, a worship associate like I am today, a musician, or a singer. Maybe you're great on Instagram and have noticed we aren't doing there a lot right now. We also have a Twitter account. Or maybe you know someone you think would be a great speaker. What are you interested in that you think might be helpful to this church that you love? If you're willing to be a volunteer, please email worship@uuchurchofriverside.org. Please donate and participate as the Spirit moves you by whatever method works best for you. Thank you for your generosity, and to those who give of their time and talent, thank you for your generous care and attention. Our meditation today is a survival meditation by Nathan C. Walker. Breathing in, I am aware of my pain. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my pain. Breathing in, I am aware of my past. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my past. Breathing in, I am aware of my anger. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my anger. Breathing in, I am aware of my despair. Breathing out, I am aware that I am not my despair. Breathing in, I am aware of peace. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of peace. Breathing in, I am aware of love. Breathing out, I am aware that I am worthy of love. Breathing in, I am aware of joy. Breathing out, I am aware that I am an agent of joy. Breathing in, I'm aware of hope. Breathing out, I am aware that I am an agent of hope. Breathing in, I am aware.
Hi. AA is 85. Are they still relevant in 2020? A personal perspective from a faithful member of AA. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. This is from the AA preamble, usually read at the beginning of meetings. This organization has helped many people who thought they would never be able to recover from the seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. For me, it has been the most important, steadfast, and dynamic source of the education of Candace, alcoholic. That's me. And I've been to psychiatrists, many therapists, multitude of self-help groups. I grew up in the Lutheran church, was introduced to Unitarianism at 16, loved it by my sister Bonnie, and studied Buddhism and the AA way of life while living in Sacramento. All of these resources have helped me to grow and change, but few of us get the one-on-one help we need or have the funds or insurance to continue with professionals forever. Where else can the average working person at the end of their proverbial rope get acceptance, support, and fellowship from the most experienced recovering alcoholics, willing to share a lesson plan that, when followed only to the best of our abilities, works, and for free? AA not only has built into its program a method of recovery, it requires, as part of my recovery, to reach back, find another suffering alcoholic, and teach the things I have learned about recovery. Although the history of this program is extremely interesting to me, I believe that most people are more interested in what AA meetings are really like and why its popularity has remained so dominant as a means of recovery for 85 years. AA's main claim to fame is the principles of language of the heart. These are abundant throughout the 12 steps. These steps, in fact, originated from the experience of Bill W. and Dr. Bob, both alcoholics, with input from Dr. Silkworth, the Oxford Group, and Dr. Carl Jung. By the way, the plant that you see beside me is from a cutting of the original Bill W. plant, and he kept it on his desk always. It grows in spite of my care. I was thrilled to receive it from my sponsor, and I will treasure it always. There is only one step in AA that mentions alcohol, and that is the first step. Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Although the sickness is not limited to the intake of alcohol, admitting powerlessness is the key to preventing relapse. Once we know that no matter how we try to manipulate our intake of the cunning, baffling, and powerful alcohol, the addiction will win and our lives will become unmanageable again. I have in my past had one drink many Fridays at the end of the day with coworkers and did not touch another drop of alcohol at any other time for almost 2 years. There was alcohol in my house, accessible to me, and I never touched it. It was not until my husband was hospitalized by a debilitating stroke that I thought, I deserve to have a glass of wine in the evening. I worked 8 hours today and I spent another 2 to 3 hours at the hospital after all. But it did not take long until I was drinking every day again. And not long after that, I was drinking all day, every day. For me, alcohol is both a physical allergy and a mental obsession, and it always wins. Step 2, came to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him or her. These 2 steps were much more difficult for me to accept and utilize. I thought, I'm an educated person and I don't really believe in God. But I was pretty sure that if there is a God, he is not concerned about the day-to-day goings-on of my life. I did have to admit, however, that there was a power greater than me. Feeling so down and suicidal, I knew I had no power. I decided that I would try to believe, like others in the program advised me, in karma. It contained both the higher power aspect as well as a built-in reason for this HP to know what I do on a daily basis. How can karma work if no one's keeping track? It also allowed for a belief that if I continue to do the next right thing, no matter what suffering life causes me, my life would get better, and it did. Slowly but surely it has. Today, my higher power is a goddess. I have become open to a loving goddess because I'm a part of her. I have no qualms about her existence because she is all-knowing, forgiving, knowledgeable, and dedicated to my well-being. They do say AA is a selfish program. Steps 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the further exploration into who Candace is and how I came to believe my memories of what happened to me were so powerful and painful that they've affected my ability to act rationally. Self-condemnation and grandiose ideas both fought for my acceptance. Until I could resolve these twists in my personality formation, I could not honestly face my role in them and find a way to accept life on life's terms. Acceptance is the basis of the Buddhist Four Noble Truths: the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of the cessation of suffering, and the path. Once we can accept life and all that happens within it, we can begin to find happiness and share this knowledge. I also recently became aware of how and why Catholics still hold on to the ancient ritual of confession. This is a place where practitioners can express their faults and be absolved of guilt through forgiveness. Once I began to trust my sponsor in AA, this is an alcoholic who has a sponsor, has completed the 12 steps, and guides others through the steps. I was open to sharing. I began to trust and tell her of events and misdeeds I had never admitted to anyone. I began to let go of them. I no longer find it necessary to carry these thoughts to use on a regular basis to beat myself up. It is funny, but I have very real memories of these thoughts coming out of nowhere to burn my cheeks with shame and self-disgust. Now when I feel the redness coming, I admit that I was in a bad place at that time of my life, and then give these memories to my goddess to deal with. Some people have a God box, I have a goddess box, and she takes all my problems. The 8th and 9th steps are the amends steps. They are my opportunity to remember, review, then express it to the people I've harmed my regrets. This often opens the door for people on the other side of alcoholism to feel compassion for the sickness. I am just beginning this phase of my recovery. This can be monumental and frightening, but I am told it is soul cleansing beyond measure. Steps 10, 11, and 12 are to remind us that we'll continue to be alcoholics for our lives, and that we must always be self-aware and diligent about our renewal. Self-searching must become a daily habit so we can admit, accept, and patiently correct our defects. We are reminded of the skills we have developed in prayer, talking to my goddess, and in meditation, listening to my goddess. As a spiritual being, wishing to remain in the grace of my higher power who keeps me sober, I try always to practice gratitude, acceptance, tolerance, and love. I will reach beside myself and hold the hand of another alcoholic and try to teach what I have learned. Today, a young woman I have never met before introduced herself on Zoom. She is 6 days sober. New to the program, we all shared phone numbers and a virtual hug. My group and I will love her until she can love herself. What I have discovered and learned since COVID-19. First, the meeting myself and my sponsor founded less than a year ago, called The Promises, had to be shut down because the church advises it was unsafe. Next was the canceling of the international convention to be held in Detroit, expecting 1 million alcoholics to turn out, followed by the withdrawal of the 85th anniversary celebrations at the Founders Day festivities in Ohio, and our discovery of Zoom. As stated in an essay by AA's chair of the General Service Board, in the spring of 2020, the General Service Board had to make a difficult and heart-wrenching decision. In the face of many obstacles secondary to the spread of COVID-19 disease, the board voted to cancel the International Convention in Detroit. I have never been more proud to be part of the Board of Trustees as they met their fiduciary duties while always speaking the language of the heart. I am always warmed and proud when I recognize language of the heart. I am overwhelmed with gratitude and with love, with the love that that phrase embodies. After speaking with my brother, who I call Mr. AA, I let my sponsor know there was a new online meeting format called Zoom, and a lot of AA meetings were having success with the ease of setting this up. We've been attempting with other programs, but kept running into obstacles connecting people. Zoom did the trick. We now have a 2 p.m. daily closed meeting online for women. Since most meetings are co-ed, we found there may be a need for a meeting for women only. We have many women taking their lunch with us using their phones from work, women who have small children and no other way to attend a meeting, women who have lost the privilege to drive, and scared and willing newcomers, only willing to join online, sometimes with nothing but their first names or aliases showing. Since my husband cannot be left alone for more than 1 hour, I am his primary caretaker and only caretaker. I was having a great deal of trouble fitting in a meeting or two here and there, much less meeting with my sponsor to work the steps. Zoom has given us the time and the intimacy to share my confessions and my obstacles to recovery. I could not do this in a phone conversation. We tried. I am now working step 10 and will be able to turn around and embrace another suffering alcoholic in the next month. This is the language of love. I am so proud to be a part of this organization. We are self-supporting, so I ask nothing of you. I hope in some small way you have a better understanding of Alcoholics Anonymous. Should you know someone who is questioning their alcohol intake and seem to be suffering from this malady, introduce them to AA.org. There is local information there and someone will help. This is how we close our meetings. Responsibility declaration. I am responsible. When anyone, anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of AA always to be there. And for that, I am responsible. Thank you.
Our closing hymn is Holy Now. Please rise in spirit and join us.
When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And when I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at home. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Testament, that'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Our benediction is There's a Power at Work in the Universe by Reverend Tom Shade. There's a power at work in the universe. It works through human hands, but it was not made by human hands. It's a creative, sustaining, and transforming power, and we can trust that power with our lives and with our ministries. It will sustain us whenever we take a stand on the side of love, whenever we take a stand for peace and justice, whenever we take a risk. Trust that power. We are together, held by that power. Amen, shalom, and blessed be.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We have chat time is starting in a half an hour, about 15 minutes or so. Everybody should be getting an email with, if you've registered for chat time, you should be getting an email with that information. If not, you can go on the church's webpage, uuchurchriverside.org, and click on the link to register for chat time. And we see you there at 10:30. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thank you very much, Candace, for your service. I think it was great. I think we all enjoyed it.
Thank you.
See y'all half an hour.